Yeah.
Good to go?
I think that one a tiny bit. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Is that how you hold the microphone?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I like that very
Okay,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So when you're picking a role, there's no kind of agenda. There's no kind of, I want to do this because it addresses a specific issue.
The arc of my character, which was having a character that what we learned in the Sicario one was a hitman, one-track mind, heartless killer. Suddenly in this movie, he has to go 180.
Although there were hints of the tenderness in number one, weren't there?
Were there?
Even when he's holding the gun under Kate's chin and he touches her face.
Okay, but yeah, okay, but boom. I mean, yeah, but okay.
But okay, but I mean, in the context.
He killed a family.
Killed a family, yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, okay. There were hints. Okay, yeah. So good. There was something there, so we can start there. Okay, good. But he has to do a 180. He has to disobey orders. He had to go against his boss, let's say Matt. So in order to do that, that was like an interesting journey that he had to do, and sometimes maybe unbelievable. You know, I had to believe it. And then suddenly, when I read this script the first time, I felt like maybe it's impossible.
So with these two Sicario movies, you've helped create an imaginative world that's inspired by reality, but it's not limited to it. And that's a kind of borderland in itself, isn't it, between reality and imagination? And I wondered how it felt to be working in that borderland.
Filmmakers and writers and storytellers, they use that world to explore many aspects of the human condition, you know, like vengeance, brutality, morality, mortality, everything. You can explore everything in that, in those stories that exist in that world of the drug wars. So as long as there's no solution to this problem of the war on drugs, which is the drugs themselves, the money, and the violence, storytellers will keep using pieces of the real world to tell stories that exist and live in that world.
When you played Alejandro first time, did you have, because I know you did a lot of studying of acting, did you plot out his telenovela and everything?
Oh, okay.
You know, reasonably famous.
You believe everything you read.
Okay.
I believe
everything you say.
Okay, well, I'm an actor.
But did you kind of plot out a backstory and even a future for him? I mean, was there any kind of sense of this is the life of this man?
Well, no, that's dictated by the writer. You know, by the writer. I had nothing to do with the way Taylor Sheridan sculpted this arc that we're talking about in Sicario 2, Day of the Soldado. I did, you know, it was his the arc that he built there for the character, and all those pieces to me made it believable.
He's very, as far as I can tell, he's very unlike you. How hard is it to become someone that brutalized?
Well, yeah, stay in character. It depends on how much money you got. It's not easy. You have to stay focused. You need good people around you. You need a good editor.
I mean, I suppose what I'm driving at is that it seems to me that Alejandro is an unusually intense character, even in your, impressive filmography. And were you aware that you were doing something special?
I mean, you do as much as you can. You put your work in the hands of the photographer, of the director, of the editor, and in the hands of the other actors, really.